Hello friends, it's Tonton from Set948. Today, before I go back to making like proper guides and videos, I just wanted to record a quick one, kind of sharing my thoughts on Tyrant, the Frostdragon Tyrant that happened yesterday, like the event itself. Sorry, I forgot to actually cut put my phone in silence. So it's a six long, there is like a event that is a week long. I made some videos about it. Overall, that was decent. That was a bit of underwhelming, I get. They could make it a bit more epic, for such an event. You get decent reward and stuff, but I don't know. There could be like more of a festivity, like more of something that is really intense. It felt a bit kind of not that much. You could make points with gathering and you training troops, but that's very limited, and you often don't want to do that for that kind of event. So it was nice, we got a lot of good reward and stuff. But for me, it could be a bit more like, I don't know, special, right? It's really a big event that you are, there are very little amount of tyrants. It's like there are 16 done out of 1,300 states, so it's what it's a tyrant per 80 states or something like that. So it's not that many players will ever get it, so it could be a bit more. But I really want to focus on the battle itself, right? So let me see, can I find you the map? Still, I'm not sure I can find you the map, but I'll explain two things. So there is a strategy I want to try for next time. First of all, it's kind of a Sunfire Castle in many ways. So you have the center, which they call the citadel, and you have the turrets around it. But the turrets are inside the red zone. So you see in we have someone that lost their farm now. In Sunfire, you cannot port between the buildings, right? In Tyrant, in Frostdragon Tyrant, the red zone is actually the turrets are actually inside the red zone, so you can teleport in between. What we've done with my alliance is we ported somewhere here. So we were like 2 minutes away from the player that were close to the citadel, and the closest player is 30 seconds. So it was 2 minutes and a half. So that was too far, basically. So the first mistake we've done, and that's my fault. I decided where we go, and I went a bit too far. So it was 2 minutes and a half. So if we had to join a rally, which is a 1 minute rally, you can do in Tyrant. And we are 2 minutes away. You have to use speed ups every time, and we are not that. For many players, it's a lot of gems in our alliance, stuff like that. To reinforce middle, we are too far and stuff. We were not really going for middle seriously. We just, someone just wanted to make points for themselves, basically. So that's one mistake we've made, and that's something we should do with placement a bit more. But I think the strategy you could do is basically, if you're a solo player and you're not going for turrets, or you are not one of the strong rally leader, you are not going for middle, you are not one of the rally joiner for middle, you just go for solo points. If you want to make personal points on your own, maybe a bit some rallies with your alliance, but you are not one of the, like, the middle is really for the top 4-5 bigger states. Like, other people will get it, but they won't accumulate time. It's really too tough. So it's just, if you want to place one of your rally leaders or two in the top 100, then, for them to get a tiny bit of rewards, you could. But that, so many players will have to do personal points on their own, and smaller alliance as well. And I think the best solution for it will be to go somewhere close to a turret. And, let's say that the red zone is actually the full battlefield. So inside the red zone, like it's a blue zone actually in Tyrant, because it's an ice zone, and after the turrets, so the turrets are a bit inside the blue zone. They are not at the edge like here; they are a bit inside. So you can imagine that that kind of gray zone here is a bit bigger, and it's taking the turrets inside it. Outside in the white zone, so in the snow, you have every 30 minutes and it's rotating. You have beasts to kill and you have mines to capture. So I think if you don't really join the middle at all, and you might join either for Radiant turrets or either suicide troops, and I'll talk to you why. The best strategy will be to be around the turret somewhere here, not super far from it, but not a bit further somewhere here. And basically, if you need a good healing team, basically, and the strategy will be, because the turrets are on and off 30 minutes. So the event is 6 hours, so the turrets will be on for 3 hours out of 6 hours. So they are on for 30 minutes, and they are given to the alliance that got the most occupation time on the turret. So, but for 30 minutes, you can send solo march to the turrets to make points. You make points like in Sunfire Castle, for the troop you injured from someone else and the troop you get injured for yourself. So if you send a suicide squad, basically, if you send marches to the turrets and you heal in between, and if you are somewhere here, you will nearly be able to go back and forth and constantly healing, right, for 30 minutes. And what you will do when you are not doing that, because you are accumulating as well troops in your hospital, you will be going for mines. So maybe you are farming, and when I mean going for mines, you're gonna find players that are weaker than you in that area if you are here, and you will basically attack them. So you will get injured troops a bit, and you will get you will make a lot of injured troops on the opponents as well. So you will basically be actively fighting during the mining time here in your corner. You can teleport if you really wish to, but that's that's the next level, and you will need to burn teleports. I'm assuming you don't want to burn teleports. So if you don't want to, you basically, when the tower is, your priority will be fighting for mines. If you have mines still available, and killing people without having your march going 5 minutes one way, because that will be too much time. So either you just clear around you, or you basically go back and forth with one march through the turrets wheel. And same with the patrol. When the patrol are arriving, you kill the patrol. When the mine are spawning, you take care of the mine, and it's a cycle, right? So every 30 minutes you have mine, and 15 minutes later you have patrol. So it's mines, patrol, mines, patrol, mines, patrol. Every 15 minutes there is one event occurring, because both of them are 15 minutes away and are on a 30-minute cycle, if that makes sense. So it starts at 12 UTC. So 12 UTC you actually don't have anything. 12:15 you start to have the mines, I think. 12:30 you have the patrol, 12:45 you have the mine, 13 UTC you have the patrol, etc. It's a cycle. So you do that basically for 6 hours. You kill patrols, that's your second priority. Your first priority is fighting for mines, so you will injure a lot of people and make a lot of points here. And then the rest of the time, when the turret is available, you basically send your troops back and forth to the turret. And if the turret is down and you don't have patrol and mine, you can send to middle. And you will need some downtime to heal. And if you do that from the beginning, you might have a chance to be top 200, top 100. That's what I want to see. It's gonna take 6 hours. I'm not sure it's really worth it, to be honest, the amount of healing speed ups you're gonna burn and stuff. But if you really care to rank, I think that the best strategy, if you don't play with a strong alliance and you cannot do rallies on turret and stuff, that's probably the best way. That's something I want to try next time we have it, which is probably in 2 months, right? If you look at the Tyrant date on the older states, if you look at the Hall of Fame, you can see when they happened, right? So that was the first one, so that was in September. So 3 months later we had another one, because I think somewhere they did state merge, so they have to delay this one. Then it was another 2 months, a bit less. Then it was another 2 months, and it was another 2 months. So here they managed to do state merge in between and not to delay Frostdragon Tyrants, but it seems to be at least 2 months, sometimes 3. So the next one will be for us early August, something like that, or will be September, depending on how they do the summer, because there could be state merger as well around August. So depend a bit how they do it. So that's one strategy. So the first mistakes we did as an alliance, we could have been a bit closer. So the way it works is the stronger alliance, they went for some turrets and they went for middle, right? And the real estate very close from the center was really contested. So I basically, where am I going with that? I assumed that it will be a shit show in the sense of whales attacking everyone around them and burning people, cities and stuff. And I assume it's gonna be messy, like no tomorrow. And I've seen that in some states, on some streams, in some other states. For us, basically what happened is like the biggest alliance ported very close to the middle, and they made space a tiny bit around. So if you are a weaker alliance like us, if you are not teleporting in the first 4 or 5 rows, but you are getting a tiny bit further, you are safe. Like nobody is fighting for you. for your spot. Like you are okay basically. The only thing that happened is like you could see really. I've seen a lot, 943 doing that, but I'm sure the other did it as well. It was, and that was expected, to be honest. Like that's why I did not put the sign for us to port too close, because I did not wanted our weaker player to be zeroed. And because you cannot really defend such players, right? They have unlimited amount of troops and things like that. So not unlimited, but they have so much that it's nearly unlimited. So basically, yeah. So it was more peaceful than I expected. I was really worried about it. Placement was a bit easier to do. It's just that you have to port very quick. You have to port immediately, and we could have been a bit closer. The event itself, it's a mix of being, for me, overwhelming and underwhelming. Like I felt it was it was stressful to do the event for the first time. You could not really lose troops if you play well, but it could mean that you have a lot in your infirmary. I was really worried it's gonna take a lot of resources to heal. If you look back at the beginning of the stream and today, I more or less lost 1 billion food, 1 billion wood, and a tiny bit of that, right? So I more or less, I healed for 5 hours non-stop, nearly, and you can see 4 hours of it on stream, and I lost 1 billion resources, 10% of what I had. So it's actually not that bad on resources, so that was a concern for me, for many people in the States, and that's actually not really an issue if you have a tiny bit, and if you have a farm, it's really not an issue at all. Even with T11s and stuff, I don't think that's really an issue. So that was a good thing to see. Again, more quiet than I anticipated, so a lot less fight, lot less, bullying, and lot less, wells basically burning people right and left. The only people that got attacked are the ones that were close to centers, and maybe, some people having fun. Some Fire Crystal 6 were kind of around and kind of alpha FK and stuff, and some people went to burn them for fun, but overall, if you were in the crowd, you were kind of protected by the crowd. I was in the middle with my buddy Matt, and other people were just 2 of us here. Everyone was there, and we had no problem. We got scouted at the end a bit. The last hour, people started to scout and try to attack a bit, but nobody got attacked in my alliance, as far as I know. So underwhelming. Because at the end of the day, that was the overwhelming part, kind of the stress of being not zeroed, because you can heal troops. Your infirmary has unlimited capacity, so even if you leave the battlefield, your infirmary has, the troops are going above the threshold of your infirmary. So you have, as long as you heal before you injure other troops, so from fighting, from polar terrors, from intel missions, these troops that you injured when your infirmary is full outside of the battlefield, they're gonna die right away, right? But if you manage to heal, that's gonna be okay. And after the battle, you have another 500 healing bonus speed plus that. So if you go to an alliance that is a good for healing, and you go with the buff, like we had people that had over nearly 2 million troops, and they managed to heal, so that's okay. And the underwhelming part is really that if you are not close, like us, you are far, your march is 2 minutes and a half away, so you send a march, 2 minutes later you send another one, or like it's kind of slow. It's hard to kind of empty if you keep fighting, it's really hard to manage the amount of injured you get, either if you send to turret and stuff. For me, I was often between 500k or to 900k troops healed, and sometimes I will not fight, and I'll spam healing during the stream, and would not go down that much. So it was, a lot to heal, but at the same time, it was kind of a slow pace event. And I'm sure for the top 2-3 alliance that fought for middle like hell, they have a very different story than us, right? But these are the people that had a very intense battle. I think they were, maybe, a few hundred players inside these bigger alliance that will fight for middle. Everyone else that was kind of on the outskirts and fighting a lot less. I think, you have the patrol, you have the mine, but the patrols are taken. There is a lot of them spawning, right? There is a good density, and you have level 2 mines and level 2 patrols closer to the center, and on the edge of the snow, of the white, you have level 1 mines and level 1 patrol, so they give a bit less points. But yeah, it was a bit underwhelming. Like, you don't have much to do for 6 hours. So many people were stressed. Some people left after a while because for us it was actually a very bad day in terms of rally leaders being available. We had Tamer that was available for a while, and then he had to go, and then the other one, they came on very late. Denise could not make it, so we had overall very, Webster did a lot of rallies, but she's not, she's very strong, don't get me wrong. Webster is very strong, but she's not strong enough to really make a dent, to have a chance to capture one of these building versus maxed out player, right? So, yeah, she's kind of our top 4-5 player, and there are a shit ton of max player in such events. So, she like, even our stronger player, they struggle. Tamer could get middle for 2 seconds from time to time, but it was a bit tough even for him, and he's our stronger player. So it's a bit rough. If you don't have the rally leaders, you're not gonna do much. That's why I just wanted to talk about that strategy to make point as a solo player. I think that's the best option. If you care to rank, if you look, you cannot really see anymore, right? But you can see occupation point, you can see personal ranking points, right? So these are for already active, like these were for the stronger player, the top. But here, if you manage to get, between, in the top 100 will be amazing. Between the top, 200 and 400, that's nearly, that's more than 50% more rewards, right? So if you really care to get 100 charms more, or you really want to push, or to get at least, 40 or 80 more. For me, I finished here, right? I played like actively for 4 hours, but I did not care to just do point. I made rally for the Alliance, for everyone to make points. I joined some rallies. So I did not focus on point, and I was surprised how hard it was to go back, to climb the ladder, basically. So everyone in the top 400 was really active about making personal points. Or that the side effect of joining rallies of the top players that are the strongest and that kill a lot of troops and that do a lot of damage. But you see, yeah, you cannot see anymore. But yeah, you make points for injured troops, for troops you injured, for, not polar, but the monsters like Frostfire Mine and the mines, right? So that's kind of my quick thought on it. I was really impressed by Par 943, very organized. They basically managed to get all the time 2 turrets, so defense and health. They had middle, like they had 3 players in the top 3 in the middle, because they managed to get these 2 towers. Plus they use, defense. I think I'm not sure their strategy, but they used 2 widgets that was giving defense, plus 1 widget that was giving lethality, I think. And they managed to get 2 towers. So these widgets are multiplicative. These turrets are multiplicative, plus 50% defense, plus 50% health. So they had so much health and defense that they could actually stay in the middle if they kept reinforcing. But you need to be strong enough to capture 2 turrets when there are 60 up to 90 alliance trying to get them. Plus having so that's crazy. That's a lot of players. Plus you need to have player farming for monsters and mines to get you the buff. They often had the buff as well activated when the turrets were active, and that was really insane because the buff are giving 15% defense and attack, plus 50% defense here, so that's 65% increase, plus 50% health, so that's totally insane basically if you think about it. Plus you have a buff that increase deployment capacity, so you can refill. You have a bigger rally, you can refill middle faster, like that. They did very very good job here, so very good job to them. That was impressive to see how well organized and all these things, how it went basically, how smooth it looked from the outside. It looked like a very smooth win for them. Like they controlled the battlefield from beginning to end, and because they accumulated enough time on their main rally leader, so the Tyrant, Sultan, and then they did number 2 and 3. When Sultan was safe, they just managed to get another player to number 2 and to get another player to number 3. So that's how much they controlled the battlefield basically. They could rank 3 of their players, not by luck, but by doing it. At least that's how it looked, right? So that's kind of it for Tyrant. I have 2 guides about it. I don't think it's worth re-recording these for now. They are good enough the way they are. We'll play again in 2 months or 3 months. We'll play again, and then I'll see if I make like a kind of another video. If you see like 6-hour streams with no comments are not really interesting for me. to watch about the event. But if you know any content creator that is making like either good stream with comments on the event, ideally not a whale that is in the middle. Like I watched Miyagi quite a bit already. No, I think I watched Doughboy. I forgot if it was for Tyrant or not. So if you know someone that's made content like for strategies on the outside and stuff like that, I'm really interested to see. I look for it and I could not find much yet, so please share it with me. But for now, that will be it for Tyrant. This week I'll try to make 4 guides that I want to kind of call out, and so that's helped me committing to them as well to you guys. There are not many events to stream, so I'll try to stream Canyon Clash if I can Saturday. But we have a birthday party and we have things going on, so I'm not sure if I will be able to stream. And Foundry Sunday, but then we have things going on Sunday, so I'll see closer to Sunday basically, and Saturday if I can stream these. Else I'll make 4 videos I really want to make this week. If not, that will be between this week and next week, but that's one video related to T11, so it's how to refine. This have been asked, what the strategy, how to use super refinement, so that's available when you get buildings from Fire Crystal 6 to 8. So how to refine the T11 Helios, because I unlock my Helios now, my first Helios, for low spenders and for free to play, or what to do about that. So that's a second video. A third video will be about the stats. You know, all these percentages, how they work, which one are additive, which one are multiplicative, you know, how to understand all of that. So that will kind of set the baseline to then go into battle reports. So I'm learning a bit more about battle reports to give you the best video I can, but to understand, you know, what happens, you know, here it's a clear no match, but you know, all these stats are happening, you know, what can you see here, what can you see in the battle details, all of that. So that will be kind of the build up. So either go stats, then battle reports, and you will see based on tomorrow's video, depending on the time I have, or I'll do Crystal Laboratory, how to refine, and then I'll go to T11. Even if it's not fully linked, because you have T11 before you can refine, but you know, it's how to do shards as well. So that's the next 4 videos, unless there is like a seasonal event, an announcement in the game, like something new that I will talk about. Other than that, that will be the plan. So that's it for Frostdragon Tyrant, guys. I'll stop talking about it for a while. I know it's not available to many of you. I just wanted to record some thoughts after the battle. Yeah, but was cool, was fun, both overwhelming, and I'm curious to see how it goes next time, if it's, you know, that peaceful or if it's a mess and we'll get zeros right and left. So let's see, stay tuned. I'll try to stream as well, depending on when it is this summer. It might be a bit more complicated for me during the summer, but we'll see there. Thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for being here, and I see you tomorrow for a proper guide. Cheers guys, bye bye.